Have you had problems posting on your Facebook business page? Yeah? Well, today's Bringing Business to Retail podcast is for you.
Welcome to the Bringing Business to Retail podcast on SelenaKnight.com. Stay ahead of the competition by opening your doors to business experts so you can learn, grow, and be inspired. Passionate about bringing business strategies to independent retailers, please welcome your host, Selena Knight.
Well, hello there, and welcome to today's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. Now, technology is a wonderful thing, right? I love the fact that we can communicate with people all over the world, we can buy things from all over the world, but sometimes technology lets us down. In fact, just yesterday, we launched a new program called the Retail Collective. I'm actually going to tell you a little bit about it in a minute, but when we went live with the page for people to join up, about an hour in, the system that we were using crashed. It was still working, but it wasn't sending people to the right place to get their passwords to log into the collective, which is a complete pain in the butt. But we had no control over it whatsoever. And I have to admit, this system very, very rarely goes down. And when you're dealing with technology where one program has to talk to another and sometimes a third program as well, it doesn't take much for one little thing to go wrong and the whole system breaks. So when that happened, I was also inside of the collective seeing people talking about over the last couple of weeks how they've really had issues posting on their Facebook page or even commenting on their Facebook page. So some people can't even get access to their business page and others can access it, but they can't post or they can't comment. And because this has been happening for the last couple of weeks, maybe you've had this same problem as well and you've been wondering what in the world to do about it. Well, I worked through several solutions with the people in the collective and with my clients, and we found some things that worked. So today's episode is about sharing with you the 4 things that we tried, and we did get a positive result. Now, we tried some other stuff that didn't work, but these are the ones that did. So it's a little bit of a shortcut to show you if you have problems posting on your Facebook business page or commenting on your Facebook business page, how you can get around it. So just quickly, before we jump into the audio from that Facebook Live, I wanted to tell you about the Retail Collective because this is a program that is so near and dear to my heart. If you listen to the intro, maybe you've heard it so many times you don't actually hear what my voiceover guy says, but I am passionate about giving independent retailers the knowledge and the resources and the support that they need to build a business that gives them the financial and personal freedom that they want. But here's the catch. I know that not everybody can afford to work with me, either in a group coaching program or one-on-one. Those are big ticket for a lot of independent retailers, big ticket expenses. So my team and I have been working in the background for quite some time trying to find a solution. How can we give those independent retailers and those independent e-commerce store owners the knowledge that they need to get to that next level? Now, of course, we do that here on the podcast. We share so much information on the podcast, and I'm so grateful to be able to afford to do this. I mean, it costs us quite a bit of money to produce a podcast for you, and we do that because we make money selling courses and coaching and consulting. So the money for this podcast has to come from somewhere. And we've chosen at this point in time not to have external sponsors. So we fund this podcast in-house, and we couldn't do that if we didn't sell those courses and consulting and coaching programs. But what I also know is that listening to a podcast is great. And if you're anything like me, you probably listen to several podcasts a week, but you don't always take action. And for me, it's often because I'm walking the dog or I'm driving the car or I'm doing something else. So at the time when I'm listening to the podcast, even though I'm sort of putting that information in the back of my mind, I don't always go through. In fact, I quite often don't go through and implement the stuff that I've heard. So we knew we had to find a way around that. We knew we had to find a way to actually give you the knowledge and the training and the resources to take that action. And I am so proud of the work that we've done to be able to launch the collective, because we have built something that gives you all of that for, wait for it, less than $1 a day. I know this is crazy affordable. The stuff that is inside the collective is worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. But this is my giving back. This is my team and I putting out really great content and giving you the knowledge and the resources that you need. And don't forget the support, because sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And it's that age-old chicken and egg thing where you need the experience to get the job. For a lot of retail and e-commerce business owners, they need the knowledge to move to the next level. But you can't do it. You can't get to the next level. You can't afford the coaching and the consulting until you get to the next level, but you haven't got the knowledge to get there. So it goes around and around in circles. Well, I haven't been shy on my stance on the whole retail industry. I know that it has to have an overhaul. I know that we have to help people to get to that next level in a way that they can actually afford. So this is me and my team changing the game. We are revolutionizing the training industry for the retail and e-commerce world. I feel like we have to come up with a word like re-commerce or retcommerce, I don't know, but mixing retail and e-commerce together, because so often we say retail and people think we mean bricks and mortar. But in our business, when we say retail, we just basically mean anybody who sells stuff. It doesn't matter how you sell it or what you sell. If you sell stuff, you're a retailer. So what does it look like inside the Retail Collective? Well, every single month we are releasing a video training, and with that video masterclass comes a workbook or an action plan, as we like to call them. So you get to watch that little video. They generally run for between 10 and 30 minutes, and then you can use the action plan to take action in your business. And we've deliberately kept these short and sharp and to the point. There is no fluff, no BS, because I know that you are really busy. You just want the bare bones. You don't want to have to work out what you need to work out. So these action plans and video masterclasses that we release each month, they're going to do that for you. They're just going to give you the information you need and tell you how to implement it in your business. Plus, of course, you get access to our support community. So my team and I are inside of the community several times a week, but we already have some great members who've been testing the collective out, who are in there with a wealth of information to share with other people. And we have so many different industries represented inside of the collective. And here's the bonus. Here is something that I can't believe we are offering for such a small investment. Every single month, we are going to have a live office hours call. And on that call, you get to submit your business questions and have them answered by myself and my team of experts. Basically, you get coaching for less than $1 a day. So you get those action plans and the video masterclass and the community and the live office hours call every month for just $29 a month. I know, that is so crazy affordable, right? I mean, if you can't afford to invest $29 a month into your business, then it is time to take a seriously good hard look at what this business is doing, because that is such a small amount of money, and you're back at that chicken and egg stage. If you don't invest the money, you can't make the extra revenue. You don't have the knowledge that you need to get to that next level. Now, when we opened this up yesterday, we did have a few questions. So I wanted to jump in and just tell you the answers to those questions, because if someone's emailed them to us, then you're probably thinking the same things. The most asked question was, what can I expect? What sort of topics can I expect to be covered inside of the action plans? So here's just a quick rundown of the topics that we're covering. And remember, these topics have all been geared towards a retail or e-commerce specific nature. They aren't broad and vague. We don't have business coaches or yoga instructors in our group. This collective has been specifically designed for retail and e-commerce businesses. You know that the information that's inside of these action plans and masterclasses is tailored for you. And we're going to be talking about things like cash flow and money-making strategies, email marketing, inventory management, and building your customer database, just to name a few of the topics. These are all practical things that you can implement in your business. No airy, fairy, fluffy stuff. So if you're tired of feeling like you're always pushing uphill, if you're tired of feeling like you work so hard but you don't get any results, why don't you just head on over and check it out? It might just be the thing that's been missing in your business, and you can find it over at theretailcollective.net. I hope to see you inside the Retail Collective soon. For now, let's jump in and listen to this audio from the Facebook Live that I did all about the 4 solutions that you can use when you cannot post or comment on your Facebook business page. And make sure to let me know if you've had this problem and which solution worked for you.
Hey there. Over the last couple of weeks, several of my clients have said that they've had problems posting or accessing their Facebook business page. So I want to share with you 5 tips or 5 solutions that we tried that can actually get you back access or give you the ability to post or reply to your Facebook comments or just to access your Facebook page in general. So if you have had trouble posting on Facebook, you are not alone. I think I've had 5 or 6 of my own clients and then at least 1 or 2 people inside of our community who've had problems posting on their business page. And this has ranged from not being able to post anything at all, right through like complete not having access, through to just not being able to post on using the Pages Manager app, or just not being able to reply to comments. So some people can access their business page, but they can't reply to comments. Some people can access it on desktop, but not on the Pages Manager app. And some people can access it on the Page Managers app, but not on the desktop. You get the picture. So of course, you know that you need to be posting consistently to make sure that you stay in your fans' feeds as much as possible. Like if you are looking for organic reach, you need to be posting really good content, the stuff that gets engagement. And we all know that social media is a super fast moving platform. Fans and followers are expecting some kind of reaction or some kind of engagement when they post a comment on your page. And plus, we know that Facebook uses that engagement metric, so how often people comment or like or share. We know that Facebook uses that to boost how many people will see your content organically. So if you aren't engaging with your fans, if you aren't having that back and forth conversation by being able to reply to comments, then not only are you going to upset your customers and your fans, but you're also likely to see your reach drop. So a bad customer experience and bad organic reach, and nobody wants that. Now, before I forget, whilst we're talking about fans, if you are looking to surround yourself with the knowledge and the resources and the cheer squad that will revolutionize your e-commerce or retail business for less than $1 a day, head on over to theretailcollective.net and you can find out some more info. So not being able to post on your page can result from a few different things. Now, first up, if you do something that is against Facebook community standards, and that includes things like if you put too many posts on a page in a short period of time, that can trigger a Facebook spam alert, and especially if those posts contain similar types of links. So if you're trying to promote something and you put it in a bunch of groups all at the same time, Facebook knows that you're doing that, and you're going to get, potentially banned if that happens. But other activities that can get a page banned or blocked or suspended include things like sending too many friend requests or joining too many Facebook groups at once. So if you join a lot of Facebook groups in a short period of time, the Facebook algorithm is going to pick that up. Or if you send too many messages to people who follow your page. And again, this is basically, Facebook is trying to stop spam. And if it sees that you're sending loads and loads of messages, it thinks that you're spamming your followers, and it doesn't want that. Facebook is all about making the experience on the platform to be as enjoyable and engaging as possible. And the other thing that can get you banned is if you add too many promotional links into a page at any one time, so into a group or into a page. So if you're doing lots of posts or if you're putting links in, then you could get potentially banned. But generally speaking, if you've done something wrong, Facebook is going to tell you. It's going to send you an alert inside a page or inside of a group or just on your general personal profile, and you'll probably get an email as well. So if you're going to get a slap on the wrist, they're generally going to let you know. Maybe not so specifically, but they will tell you. But the people that I've been talking to who've been reporting these issues with not being able to post on their business page or not being able to reply to comments, they haven't done anything wrong. They don't appear to have been in trouble with Facebook, or they haven't done any of those things that are against community standards. So what's the deal then, right? And by the way, this is the kind of stuff that we talk about over in the Retail Collective. So if you want really fast answers to business questions like as they happen, head over to the retailcollective.net and you can check out how you can grow your retail or e-commerce business for less than $1 a day. So if you've been blocked from posting without a notification, and when I say blocked, I mean if you've been unable to access your Facebook page, or if you've been able to reply to comments, it's likely, and I'm saying this not from, I haven't been alerted from Facebook. This is not a Facebook announcement. This is just my own experiences. When this has happened in the past, it's generally because Facebook is updating their platform and there are algorithm changes going on in the back end of Facebook. And we know that there are a lot of things going on. Facebook is doing a lot of stuff inside of groups and changing the way that we see our feed. And I have to say, these glitches, in inverted commas, they do tend to happen about every 6 months or so. Okay, so if you've had problems posting from or as your business page, or maybe you just want to be prepared just in case because you see people saying this, I want to share with you, I've got four different ways that you can make sure that you can mitigate this as much as possible. So the first solution is to move your Facebook account to what's called Business Manager. And if you're running ads, you're probably, or you maybe, are still using what's called Personal Ads Manager. So when you go into Facebook, if you tick the little triangle that's up in the header bar and you drop down and you click Manage Ads, that is Personal Ads Manager. And if you do run ads, you may have noticed that Facebook has repeatedly, since the end of last year, been asking you to move to Business Manager. In fact, they've kind of been pushing it. But perhaps you don't know what that is, so you've probably just ignored it until like the deadline comes. And believe me, you are not alone if that is you. But if you value your Facebook account access, this is something that I'm going to recommend. So you don't even need to be running ads in order to access Facebook Business Manager. We actually have a step-by-step on how to do this inside the Retail Collective. If you're not one of our members, Google how to migrate to Facebook Business Manager, and you may be able to find a tutorial for that. But Business Manager is going to easily let you add or remove employees or agencies to your account. And the best part is you're not going to have to be friends with someone to give them access. So in the past, if you've been using Personal Ads Manager, you've had to go and friend somebody to let them get access to your page or to your ad account, and then potentially you unfriend them or you don't unfriend them. That's all just not very professional. So moving to Business Manager is actually going to give you the ability to add and remove access for people. Plus, they're also going to be able to be granted different permission levels. So they can be quite basic, where they can just see things. So that's like the analyst, or right up to being able to write or edit on your page, all the way up to full admin rights. So I think there are four or five levels that you can give access to somebody, and you don't have to be friends with them. You don't even have to know them on Facebook. Now, Facebook Business Manager is free. So there is no cost to do this, and it really is upping your level of professionalism if you have a business page or if you're running ads, to move to Business Manager. Now, the other reason you might want to move to Facebook Business Manager is because during that last quarter of 2018, which is when those alerts started showing up, Facebook started making a Business Manager compulsory for any ad accounts that were using custom audiences created from email lists. Okay, so if you've maybe connected your MailChimp account, or if you've uploaded your email, the people on your email list to run ads to, you can't do that anymore unless you have moved to Business Manager. And if you're running ads, you know that advertising to those people who are already on your email list, that is the cheapest, most effective, and the highest ROI on ad spend. So you do not want to lose that functionality. maybe you haven't run ads for a little while, or maybe you haven't run ads to your list. But if you are using Personal Ads Manager, you'll no longer be able to access the custom audience for people who are on your email list. So for me, that alone is enough of a reason to move to Business Manager. And one of the key reasons that you might actually find yourself getting either banned on Facebook or getting one of those slap on the wrists, suspended, blocked, is because you have multiple fake accounts. So this is a really good way to give access to other people without treading on Facebook toes. Now, moving to Business Manager means that you're going to be able to assign different email addresses within your business. So it's generally used for agencies, but you can use this to give yourself access to your page with a different email address. So that's probably the biggest one I like, because if something happens to your personal account, other people can still get access. So think of this like giving yourself agency access into your own account. Okay, so that's solution one, moving to Business Manager. Now, solution number two is to simply switch browsers. I know it sounds simple, and I will be the first one to admit that this is the equivalent of the tech guy when you pick up the phone and something's wrong, annoyingly asking you if you've tried switching your computer on and off when something goes wrong, and it infuriates you. But after suggesting it, several clients of mine who have had that problem have successfully managed to get access or to reply to comments simply by switching, usually from Safari to Chrome. But we have had people who have had other browsers. Chrome generally seems to be the one that works best. But if you're using Chrome, try Safari, does Internet Explorer still exist? Maybe. But try a different browser, Firefox, one of those, and see if that works for you. You can even try going in incognito mode to see if that helps as well. Okay, solution number one, move to Business Manager. Solution number two, switch browsers. Solution number three is to make sure that you're utilizing posting software like Buffer or Hootsuite or eClincher, or even just the Facebook scheduler inside of your Facebook page. Now, I know that organic reach is said to go down when you schedule posts, but personally, I like to have at least one post a day, or a couple a week, being sent through that scheduling software. So if anything goes wrong, I know that I'm still getting content put up there. And when you put these solutions together, you're generally going to find a fix. So I know that for a lot of people, the concept of scheduling Facebook posts it's just not in their brain space, because they want to be real and authentic and they want that organic reach. If you aren't getting really high organic reach, if you're hitting the regular 2% of your population, it's not going to make any difference. So maybe start thinking about whether you use that inbuilt Facebook scheduling software, or you look at using something like Buffer or Hootsuite or eClincher to do some posts, maybe not all of your posts, to your page, so that content is still going out, even if you can't access your own account. And so the last solution, so solution one, Business Manager, solution two, switch browsers, solution three, utilize either the posting software or Facebook scheduler, and solution four is, again, really simple. None of these really cost anything if you use the Facebook scheduler for solution three, but is to make sure that you have the Pages Manager app installed on your phone, as well as having your desktop access. We all know, anyone who's been on Facebook for a while knows, sometimes desktop doesn't work, but the app does. And sometimes the app just wigs out and you have to use desktop. Funnily enough, as I went to go live on Facebook, I couldn't do a live from my phone. So I'm having to do it from my desktop. So none of us are immune to these current glitches that are going on. I just thought, oh my God, that is the universe saying to me, you have to come in and share these solutions with everybody else. So having that Pages Manager app on your phone just gives you another option. And maybe none of these will fix the problem, especially if you've done something wrong. But I have to say, I haven't yet found any of my clients who, either using one or more of these solutions put together, haven't actually been able to fix the problem. So I think the biggest takeaway here is always be sure that you are not the only person who can access your page, whether that is you as a business owner with another business email address. So you don't have another Facebook account, you just have the email address. And that's the bonus of Business Manager. You don't have to have the Facebook ads account to be able to access the page. So whether it's giving yourself access via another email address or even just making sure that somebody else has access, that is the biggest takeaway from all of this. And it can feel a bit, like losing control by giving people access. But if it means keeping your business and keeping your customers happy and keeping that customer experience going, to me, that is worth having somebody else get access to your page. So just a quick recap, if you're having problems accessing your Facebook page or even commenting on your Facebook page, solution one, move to Business Manager. Really, that's a no-brainer. I would suggest that even if you're not having problems with posting on your page, I think that is something you really should do if you take your Facebook account seriously. Solution two, switch browsers. Chrome seems to be working better, but other people are having problems with Chrome. Solution three is to utilize either some posting software like Buffer or Hootsuite, or even the internal Facebook scheduler that's inside of your page. And solution four is just making sure you have those several points of access. So making sure that you have the Pages Manager app on your phone as well as desktop access. Hopefully those have helped you or will help you if you have some problems accessing your Facebook page in your business Facebook page in the future. And if you are serious about growing your retail or e-commerce business for just the price of a couple of cups of coffee a week, head over to theretailcollective.net for all the details about what's involved. Thanks so much for listening to me. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. You can find all of the show notes over at selinaknight.com. If you found something that you heard today particularly useful, I'd love it if you could leave me a review on iTunes or Stitcher. And of course, feel free to share this episode with someone that you think could benefit by listening to it. Want more retail biz strategies? You can watch the Bringing Business to Retail TV show, where each week I'll answer a question or provide you with a simple, actionable retail biz strategy that you can implement in your business right away. If you have a question or a guest, I'd love to hear from you. Drop my team an email at podcast@selinaknight.com, and I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great week.